Hi, I'm Trixie Simons. I blog at Coloured Buttons, and today I'm going to show you how to make this felt fringed heart cushion with your kids. So let's see, what do we need? So we're going to need 2 squares of felt. I've chosen 6-inch squares of felt. You're going to need thread, a needle, pencil, scissors, and some stuffing. And I've forgot, and a heart template, or if you want you can just draw a heart. So let's take our piece of felt first, and what you'll need to do is just draw around your template, your heart template. I'm just using a China pencil here, makes it nice and easy to draw on the felt. Okay, there's my heart. Now I'm going to take my other piece of felt. I'm going to put it on flat down, and I'm going to put the felt with the heart on top, and I'm just going to pin those two together. Now you're going to take about 36 inches of thread. I've just pre-cut mine, and your needle, and you're going to thread. You can use a needle threader for this if you like. Let's see how I go with threading my needle. Nope, not lucky that time. Let's try again. Okay, so if it doesn't work when you're trying to thread your needle, just snip the end of your thread off, because it often means it's just a bit furry, and we're going to try again and see how we go. Yep, that worked that time. Now I double my thread, so you're going to bring the 2 ends of the thread together, and you need to tie a knot, and to do that I just twirl the thread around my finger, take the loop off, and then just bring the 2 ends under and through the loop. And the reason I do this is so that when kids are sewing, the needle doesn't constantly pull off the thread, which makes it a bit annoying. Okay, now we can start sewing. So just to hide the end of the thread, I'm going to lift up the top piece of felt, and I'm going to bring my needle up through the felt so that your knot is hidden between the 2 layers. Now, to secure your thread so it doesn't pull out when you're stuffing, I'm going to take a little stitch backwards. Go about 1/4 inch back, and I'm going to bring my needle up through the same place that I started. Pull it through. Okay, and I'm going to do that again. So it's like a double stitch. I'm going to go backwards, but this time, instead of coming up through where I started, I'm just going to go about, again, 1/4 inch in front of the thread and pull it through. Now we're going to start our running stitch, and to do that, again, you're just going to go a little bit forward. 1/4 inch is a good amount. You're going to go down, and as soon as you feel the table, you're going to pull the thread up. Again, down, and as soon as you feel the table, push the needle up through the felt. Okay, now we've got 3 running stitches. Now you can continue doing your running stitches all the way around the heart until you get to about 2 inches from the end, and that's when you're going to stop. So I've done that now, so you can see I've sewn all the way around, and I've got a 2-inch gap here, which is where I'm going to push my stuffing. Now you can use anything. I've got polyester fiber fill here, and you're going to just push it through little bits at a time. You can use the end of a paintbrush or pencil to help you if you want. Okay, when you feel that your heart is nice and squishy, I think I need a bit more stuffing in there, you'll sew the little stuffing gap closed. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Now you're going to have to push your stuffing away from the sewing line so you don't sew it. I just put a pin here that keeps it back, and now you're going to continue sewing along this line to close your stuffing gap and finish your heart. So again, it's always down and up. And for your last stitch, you're going to do exactly the same as your first stitch. To secure it, you're going to go back a little bit and forward, back and forward, and that secures. And to just hide the end of your thread, you're just going to push it through the 2 layers and snip the needle off. Okay, whoops, and take your pin out, of course. Okay, and now you've got your heart. You can use either side if you want. I'm just going to fringe mine, so I'm going to cut a border about 1/2 inch all the way around my heart. You can leave that there if you want, or you can cut it off. We'll just make it a little bit more triangular. Okay, now to make your first snip right at the bottom, and you're going to keep snipping all the way around till you get to the end. Now also, it's good just to make a little straight slit there at the top, and that just helps to keep your fringes in the right direction. Keep cutting all the way around till you're finished. If you want at the end, you can also trim it, and when you're finished, you're going to have a heart that looks just like this.